I can't believe we're finally doing this, I said as I pulled our suitcases toward the entrance. A whole week away. Just you and me. Mira didn't smile the way she used to. She just nodded. Yep, it'll be nice. You don't sound excited, I said, trying to laugh it off. I'm just tired, she replied. Didn't sleep well. I wanted to believe her. I really did. I kept talking anyway, hoping my voice would pull her closer. Once we land, I booked that beach restaurant you liked. The one with the lanterns. That's fine, she said, looking at her phone. The line moved slowly. My heart raced with this stupid hope that the trip might fix us. Mira, I whispered, are we okay? Before she could answer, her phone rang. She glanced at the screen, and her whole expression changed. Fear, shock, something sharp. Who's that? I asked. It's nothing. I need a second. She stepped away before I could stop her. I watched her pace near the glass doors, her voice tense. My stomach twisted. When she finally walked back, she wouldn't meet my eyes. What happened? I asked. I have to go, she said. I blinked. Go? Go where? Our flight boards in 20 minutes. I know, she whispered. I'm sorry. Mira, what are you talking about? I can't get on that plane with you. The words hit me like a punch. Why not? She looked at her shoes. Daniel just landed. He needs me. My chest tightened. Daniel? Your ex-Daniel. She nodded, tears forming. He said he regrets everything. He came here for me. So you're leaving me at the airport to go get him? It's not like that, she said, reaching for my arm. I pulled away. Then tell me what it is. I still have feelings, she whispered. I didn't plan this. I didn't know he would show up. You're choosing him? My voice cracked, loud enough that people turned. I'm sorry, she said again. I just need to see him. I need to know. Know what? My throat burned. If throwing me away feels right. She winced. I don't want you to hate me. I hate that you're doing this, I said. I hate that I didn't see it coming. I'm sorry, she repeated, like it was the only sentence she remembered. So that's it? You walk out, and I just what? Pretend this never happened. She whispered. I don't know what else to say. I stared at her, feeling everything collapse inside me. Then go. If that's what you want, go. Her lips trembled. For a moment, I thought she'd stay. But she turned around and walked away. Fast, like she couldn't wait to be out of my sight. I stood there frozen, staring at the door she disappeared through. People walked around me. Some stared. Some whispered. I felt like someone had pulled the ground from under my feet. A woman behind me said, Are you in line? I stepped forward silently because I didn't know what else to do. As I handed over my passport, the agent smiled. Vacation, something like that, I muttered. Walking toward the gate, my legs felt heavy. My mind kept repeating the same sentence. She left me. She actually left me. I wanted to run after her. I wanted to scream. I wanted to disappear. Instead, I boarded the plane, not because I was brave, but because I refused to fall apart where she left me. And as the plane doors closed, I realized I wasn't flying away from her. I was flying toward the version of myself I had lost trying to love her. I sank into my seat and stared at the window, trying not to hear Myra's voice in my head. I still have feelings for him. The words kept replaying like a broken tape, stabbing the same wound again and again. Are you all right, young man? The old man beside me asked. I'm fine, I whispered, wiping my eyes quickly. You don't look fine, he said gently. I've lived long enough to recognize heartbreak when I see it. I let out a shaky breath. Was it that obvious? Pain always is, he replied. But talking helps. I don't think anything can help right now. He folded his hands. Try me. I hesitated before saying, My girlfriend, she left me. Right before this flight. He nodded slowly. Left you how? She walked out the airport to go meet her ex, I said. My voice cracked, and I swallowed hard. She said she still has feelings for him. That must hurt deeply. It feels like someone took a knife to my chest, I muttered. 1 minute we were planning a trip, and the next she was gone. What is her name? He asked. Mira. And you still love her? I don't even know what I feel anymore, I said. I'm angry. I'm ashamed. I'm lost. He chuckled softly. Heartbreak does that. It scrambles your compass. I stared at my hands. I keep thinking I wasn't enough. That is never the truth, he replied. Sometimes people leave because they are confused. Sometimes because they're selfish. Sometimes because fate is pushing them out of your way. I looked at him, confused. Pushing them out of my way? Yes, he said. When someone leaves you, they make space for the right person to come in. I shook my head. It doesn't feel like that at all. That's because you're still bleeding, he said. Clarity comes when the bleeding stops. I sighed. It just happened so fast. I didn't even get a chance to breathe. What would you have done if she stayed, he asked. I don't know, I admitted. I wanted the trip to fix us. But maybe nothing could have fixed her heart. And maybe it was never yours to fix, he replied. His words hit me harder than I expected. I felt something inside me loosen, just a little. You're taking this flight alone, he continued. But maybe that's the journey you were supposed to take. I didn't want it to be like this. No one ever does, he said. But sometimes life doesn't ask us what we want. It asks us who we choose to become. Who do you think I should become? I asked softly. A man who knows his worth, he answered. Not someone who begs for love that's walking away. I stared forward, the cabin lights dimming. I don't want to beg. Then don't, he said. Let her go. I closed my eyes, breathing slowly. It hurts. Of course it does. But pain shapes us. I swallowed. If she calls, I don't know how I'll react. You don't know her answers, he replied. You owe yourself peace. I nodded. I never thought I'd be flying alone today. And yet here you are, he said warmly. Still breathing, still moving forward. I let out a small, fragile laugh. Barely is enough, he said. It means you haven't given up. When the plane began its descent, he placed a hand on my shoulder. Remember, son, this is not the end. It might be the beginning. I looked out the window at the glowing city below. For the first time since Mira walked away, I felt something other than pain. I felt the faintest spark of strength. I dragged my suitcase into the resort lobby, pretending I wasn't falling apart. The receptionist smiled and said, "Enjoy your stay." I nodded, though my mind felt numb. After dropping my bags in the room, I walked toward the beach, hoping the sound of waves could silence the noise in my head. I sat in the sand, staring at the ocean, when a voice said, "Rough day?" I looked up and saw a woman, tall, bright eyes, holding a camera. "I'm fine," I muttered. "You don't look fine," she said, sitting a few feet away. "But if you want, I can pretend you didn't look like you were about to fight the ocean." I snorted despite myself. "I'm not fighting anything." "Good," she said. "The ocean always wins." I sighed. "Can we not do jokes right now?" "We can do silence," she offered. "But silence gets boring." I turned to her. "Do you talk to every stranger on the beach?" "Only the sad ones," she replied. "I'm Elena. I'm just trying to breathe," I said. "Is it your name?" she teased. "It's Adam." "Well, Adam who's trying to breathe. Want to tell me what punched your soul today?" I shook my head. "It's personal. Everything worth talking about is," she said. "But I won't push." We sat quietly for a moment before I whispered. "My girlfriend left me at the airport." She raised an eyebrow. "Left you? Like ditched you?" "Yeah," I said. "For her ex." "Ouch," she said softly. "That's not just a punch. That's a truck." "I don't need metaphors," I groaned. "Yes, you do," she said. "Metaphors make heartbreak feel less stupid." I stared at her. "You're really not helpful." "Actually, I'm being extremely helpful," she said. "Look, you're already talking instead of drowning in thoughts." I hesitated. "Why are you doing this?" She shrugged. "Because someone once did it for me. And also because you look like you forgot how to smile." "I haven't smiled in months," I admitted. "Then let's fix that," she said. "Tell me something that doesn't hurt." "I don't know what that is anymore," I whispered. She leaned back on her hands. "Okay, then I'll start. I'm here because my fiancé cheated on me with my best friend." I blinked. "Seriously?" "Yep," she said. "Walked in on them. Very dramatic. Very unwanted." "I'm sorry," I said. "Don't be. I'm healing. That's why I'm traveling alone. New places, new people, new chances to remember my life isn't over." I looked at her more closely. "You seem okay." "I'm not," she said, "but I'm getting better. And that counts." Her honesty disarmed me in a way I didn't expect. I thought I was the only one falling apart. "Oh, everyone's falling apart," she said. "Most people just hide it better." I chuckled. "You're weird. And you're sad," she replied. "We balance out." The sun dipped lower, painting everything gold. She said, "Walk with me." "Why?" I asked. Because sitting alone feels like torture, she said. And because walking with a stranger feels like less torture. I sighed. Fine. As we walked, she kept saying small, ridiculous things that somehow made me laugh. Real laughter, the kind I thought I'd forgotten. At one point she said, "See, I knew there was a smile somewhere in you." "I'm not smiling," I insisted. "You are," she said. "It's tiny, but it's there, like a newborn deer." I shook my head, but I didn't deny it. When the evening breeze grew cold, she stopped. "Look, Adam, whatever happened to you today, it isn't the end. It feels like it." "It isn't," she said firmly. "This is just a chapter before the good part." I stared at the waves, letting her words settle inside me. For the first time, something warm stirred in my chest. Hope. I was sitting on a balcony, watching the waves when my phone buzzed. I glanced at the screen and froze. Mira. For a moment, I thought my eyes were lying. But the name stayed there, glowing like a wound. I picked up. "What do you want?" Her voice shook. "Adam, please don't hang up." I shouldn't have answered, I muttered. "Please," she whispered. "I made a mistake." I laughed bitterly. Which one? Leaving me? Running to him? Or calling me now, like nothing happened? "Don't talk like that," she said. "You're hurting me." "Hurting you." I stood up, gripping the railing. "You left me at the airport, Mira. You walked away." "I know," she said. "I know, okay? But Daniel, he didn't show up. He blocked me. I think he just wanted attention." "And you gave it to him," I replied. "I didn't think he would ignore me," she said. You thought he still loved you." I cut in. "You thought I'd wait like an idiot." "I didn't say that." "You didn't have to." She sniffed. "Can't you just listen? I want you back." "Why?" I asked coldly. "Because I realize now I picked the wrong person." "That's not love, Mira," I said. "That's panic." "No," she insisted. "I want to fix things. I miss you." "You miss control," I replied. "Not me." She stayed quiet, then whispered, "Don't I get a second chance?" I closed my eyes, feeling the storm inside me churn. "You didn't leave me for a dream or a mistake. You left me for a man who already broke you once." "What does that say about what you think of me?" "I wasn't thinking," she said. "I was scared." "Then be scared," I said. "This is what fear costs." She started crying. "Adam, please." "I'm not coming back," I said. "You can't just give up on us. You gave up first." Before she could reply, I ended the call and dropped the phone onto the chair. A soft voice behind me said, "Bad time?" I turned to see Elena holding 2 drinks. She set one down beside me. "Your face looks like you got hit by a memory." "It was Mira," I said. "And she wants me back," I muttered. Elena raised an eyebrow. "And what do you want?" I didn't answer immediately. The question pierced deeper than Myra's call. "I don't know," I admitted. Part of me still aches. Part of me wants to scream at her. Part of me wants to forget she ever existed. "That's normal," Elena said, sitting beside me. "Pain makes echoes." She said she made a mistake. I whispered. "Did she?" Elena asked. "Or did her backup plan fail?" I let out a weak laugh. "You're not very gentle." "I'm honest," she replied. "Gentle is overrated." I rubbed my face. "Why do I still feel guilty?" "Because you cared," she said. "But caring doesn't mean you owe her more chances." I don't know if I'm strong enough to ignore her. Elena looked at me carefully. "Strength isn't ignoring someone. It's choosing what's right for you." I glanced at her. "And what's right for me?" "That's something only you can say," she replied. "But whatever you choose, don't choose it from fear." My phone buzzed again. Another message from Mira. "I miss you. Please talk to me." I showed Elena the screen. "She's not stopping." "She will," Elena said. "Eventually. People only chase what they think they still own." "She doesn't own me," I murmured. "Then prove it," Elena said softly. I breathed in the ocean air, letting the salt burn through the confusion. "I don't forgive her," I said quietly. "You don't have to," she replied. "But it still hurts." "It will," she said. "Until it doesn't." I finally set my phone face down. "I just want peace." Elena smiled gently, then keep walking toward it. And for the first time since Mira walked away, I believed I actually could. "Come on, Adam," Elena said, pulling at my arm. "You can't come to a beach resort and avoid the water like it's poisonous." "I'm not avoiding it," I said, standing stiffly at the shoreline. "I'm just observing." "Observing what? The waves?" They're not doing tricks. She splashed water at me, and I jumped back. Hey, she laughed. There it is. A reaction. Progress. I don't need progress, I muttered. Yes, you do, she said. Pain made you small. Let's stretch you out again. You're very bossy, I said. Leadership qualities, she replied. Now get in. I sighed, stepped forward, and let the cold water hit my legs. Happy. Ecstatic, she said. Now smile. I'm smiling, I insisted. That's a lie, she said. But we'll get there. Later, at the night market, Elena dragged me from stall to stall. Try this, she said, handing me something on a stick. What is it? Don't ask. That's not comforting. Just eat. I took a bite and blinked. Okay, that's actually good. See? You're discovering life again. I smirked. Who said it was lost? Your face, she answered. Your voice. Your entire vibe. You're rude, I said. I'm honest, she shot back. We kept walking, lights glowing above us, music floating through the air. For the first time in a long time, I felt lighter. My shoulders weren't carrying the same storm. Adam, she said softly, you look peaceful. Do I? I asked. Yeah, she said, like your heart finally took a breath. I looked away, embarrassed. It's been a while. She nudged me. Talk to me. What's the heaviest thing you still carry? I hesitated, feeling like I wasn't enough. For who? She asked. For Mira. I whispered. Do you still think that? Less every day, I said, especially with you around. She smiled gently. Good. Her choices were about her, not you. I nodded. You make things sound simple. I make them clear, she corrected. There's a difference. We found a quiet bench near the lantern stalls. I took a deep breath. Can I tell you something I've never said to anyone? She leaned in. You can tell me anything. I spent years trying to fix myself for someone who wouldn't even meet me halfway, I said. Every mistake I made became proof I wasn't worthy. That's heartbreaking, she whispered. I kept thinking if I changed enough, she'd stay. I continued. But she left the moment someone else called her name. Elena placed her hand on mine. Not romantic, just grounding. Adam, you don't have to shrink yourself to be loved. My chest tightened. I didn't realize how small I'd become. Well, here's the good news, she said. You're growing again. I can see it. I breathed out slowly. I want to keep growing. Then keep choosing yourself, she said. Every single day. My phone buzzed again. I checked the screen. Mira, I can't sleep without you. Please answer me. Elena noticed the message. Still sending those? Yeah. And you're not answering? No, I said. I'm done letting her pull strings. How does it feel? Elena asked. Honestly, I said. Powerful. She smiled. That's the version of you I want to see. I'm not doing it for you, I said. I know, she replied. That's why it matters. As we walked back toward the resort, she bumped my shoulder lightly. Adam, you deserve a life that doesn't drain you. And what if I don't know how to build it? I asked. You're already doing it, she said. One choice at a time. I looked at her, really looked, and whispered, maybe for once, I'm choosing right. Her smile warmed me more than the lanterns around us. For the first time in years, I felt like I belonged to myself. The moonlight stretched across the beach like a silver path, and Elena nudged me. Come on, she said. Walk with me. It's late, I replied. That's the best time to talk about real things, she said. Daylight makes people pretend. I sighed but followed her. Fine. What real thing do you want to talk about? She kicked at the sand. Fear. What scares you the most right now? I hesitated, feeling something again. For me? She teased, though her voice trembled slightly. For anyone, I corrected. My heart still feels cracked. That's okay, she said softly. Cracks let light in. I roll my eyes. That's cheesy. Cheesy works, she said. Now answer honestly. I took a deep breath. I'm scared of trusting the wrong person again. I'm scared I'll lose myself like before. She nodded. Fair. I'm scared too. Of what? I asked. Of liking you, she said simply. I stopped walking. Liking me? Yeah, she said, brushing her hair back. Because I promised myself I wouldn't fall for someone broken. I didn't ask you to fall, I said quietly. I know, she replied. But hearts aren't obedient. We walked in silence until she said, What do you want now, Adam? Not tomorrow. Not next year. Right now. I want peace, I whispered. And maybe someone who doesn't make me feel small. Do I do that? She asked. No, I said. You make things easy, calmer, lighter. She smiled, looking down at the sand. You do the same for me. Our hands brushed then, just barely, but the spark shot through me so sharply I inhaled. She felt it too. Her fingers twitched like they wanted to hold mine, but were too afraid. Sorry, I muttered. Why? She whispered. It wasn't wrong. It felt like something, I said. It did, she agreed, eyes meeting mine for a brief, loaded second. We kept walking, our shoulders close enough to hear each breath. She asked, did you ever dream about being with someone different? Someone who saw you. I used to, I said. Before I convinced myself I didn't deserve better. You do, she said firmly. More than you know. Before I could reply, her foot caught on a dip in the sand. She stumbled forward with a small gasp. Whoa! I grabbed her waist, pulling her up before she fell. She froze in my arms, breath warm against my neck. My hands stayed there longer than they should have. Her fingers gripped my shirt. Time stretched. Adam, she whispered. Elena, I whispered back. We looked at each other. Really looked. Her eyes were wide, vulnerable, searching mine for something neither of us had the courage to name. My chest tightened with something terrifying and beautiful at the same time. Are we? I began. She shook her head gently. Not yet. I nodded, even though part of me wanted to close the distance. Right? Not yet. She stepped back slowly, covering her chest with her hand as if steadying her heartbeat. If we rush this, we'll break it, she said. I don't want to break anything, I replied. Good, she said, because I want our story to start right. Not as a rebound, not as a distraction. Then what are we? Asked softly. She smiled nervously. Two people learning to breathe again. Together. I exhaled shakily. I can work with that. She nudged my shoulder. Come on, let's walk before the moment gets too dramatic and we accidentally kiss. I laughed. Would that be terrible? Terrible timing, she said. Perfect feeling. We continued walking side by side, not touching, but somehow closer than ever. The waves whispered against the shore like they were cheering for us. Something inside me shifted that night. Not a fall, not a rush, just a gentle, steady beginning of something real. I had just stepped out of the shower when I heard a knock on my door. I grabbed a towel, still confused. Elena never knocked. She always texted first. When I opened the door, my heart stopped. Mira. She looked destroyed, hair messy, eyes red, suitcase beside her. Adam, please let me in. What are you doing here? I asked, gripping the door. I flew here, she said. For us. For us. I repeated, there is no us. Please, she whispered. Just talk to me. Against my better judgment, I stepped aside. She walked in, staring around the room like searching for ghosts. You look different, she said. Happier. Stronger. I'm trying, I replied. Her lips trembled. With her. I blinked. What? I saw the photo, she snapped. That girl, Elena. You look happy. Too happy. So you flew across the world because I smiled in a photo? She glared. Did you sleep with her? No, I said firmly. And even if I had, you don't get to ask that. I do, she insisted. I'm your girlfriend. No, you were, I corrected. Past tense. She shook her head violently. Don't say that. You don't mean it. I meant every word, I said. You left me. She stepped closer. I was confused. Daniel showed up and I panicked. You didn't panic, I said. You chose him. He lied to me, she cried. He told me he loved me. Then he disappeared again. I made a mistake. You made a decision, I replied. Own it. She wiped her tears. Why are you being so cold? Because I finally learned to stop burning myself to warm you. She froze, stunned. How can you say that? After everything, I repeated, including the part where you walked away from me at the airport. I apologized, she whispered. Apologies don't erase choices, I said. She started pacing. Adam, I came here to fix things. I realized I still love you. I shook my head. You realized you don't want to be alone. That's not true. It is, I said. You only came running back when he rejected you. She clenched her fists. Why are you making me the villain? I'm not, I said calmly. You made those choices yourself. She stared at me for a long moment before whispering, I miss you. You miss control, I I replied. Her voice cracked. Please give me another chance. Before I could answer, the door opened behind me. Adam, I brought the Elena stepped in, froze, and her smile vanished. Oh, Myra's eyes widened with rage. Her? She's here? Are you serious? Elena, wait, I said. Mira pointed at her. So, this is the girl you replaced me with? Elena held up her hands. I didn't replace anyone. I just walked in at the wrong time. Shut up, Mira snapped. You don't get to talk. Elena, I said, ignoring Mira, you didn't do anything wrong. Mira laughed bitterly. Wow, defending her now? You never defended me like that. That's because she never left me, I said softly. Mira flinched like I had slapped her. You're cruel. No, I replied. I'm honest. She turned to Elena. Did you sleep with him? Elena shook her head calmly. No, and even if I did, he's single. Mira spun toward me. Tell her to leave. No, I said. You don't get to control who stand beside me. Her eyes filled again. I love you, Adam. I don't believe that, I said. I think you love the idea of not losing. She whispered. You're choosing her? I'm choosing myself, I said. Finally, silence filled the room. Mira grabbed her suitcase slowly, tears streaming. You'll regret this. No, I said. I survived you. That was the hardest part. She walked out without another word. Elena stepped closer. Are you okay? I allowed a shaky breath. For the first time, yeah, I think I am. Mira caught up to me in the hallway before I reached the elevator. Adam, wait, she said, grabbing my arm. We're not done. Yes, we are, I replied, pulling free. No, she insisted. You're not thinking clearly. You're hurt. She manipulated you. She didn't manipulate anything, I said. You showed up and caused chaos. I came here for you, she said, and I'm giving you one last chance. I frowned. One last chance for what? To fix us, she said sharply. Either you leave with me right now, or we're finished forever. An ultimatum, I muttered. Seriously? Yes, she snapped. Choose me, or lose me. I stared at her, really stared. The girl I once loved was there, trembling, desperate, demanding. But the part of me that had always bent, always yielded, wasn't there anymore. That's easy, I said. She leaned forward eagerly. Then come with me. No, I said. I'm choosing myself. Her face fell. Adam, you left me first, I said. And that choice was yours. This one is mine. You're throwing us away, she whispered. You threw us away at the airport, I replied. This is just the ending of what you started. She shook her head violently. Daniel meant nothing. It was a mistake. Maybe, I said. But walking away from me wasn't. You'll regret this, she said again, voice breaking. I won't, I answered, because for once, I'm doing what's right for me. She stepped back like the air had punched her. So that's it. That's it. She wiped her face with shaking hands, turned, and rushed toward the exit without another word. I didn't follow. I didn't call her name. I simply let the last thread snap. The piece that followed surprised me. I headed toward the beach, needing air, needing silence. The waves were louder at night, rolling like they were calling me forward. As I walked closer, I saw a figure sitting in the sand. Elena, I called softly. She turned, eyes swollen and red. I'm sorry, she whispered. For what? I asked, sitting beside her. For ruining everything, she said. For walking in at the worst moment. For making her hate you more. Stop, I said gently. You didn't ruin anything. She shook her head. I should have stayed away. I didn't want you to face her alone. That's not something to apologize for, I said. She looked at me like I stole something, Elena whispered. And I hate that I felt guilty when I didn't do anything wrong. You didn't steal anything, I said. I was never hers to keep. She hesitated. So what happens now? Are you okay? I'm better than okay, I said. I finally chose myself. She turned to me slowly. Really? Yeah, I said. For the first time in years, I didn't pick pain. A tear slid down her cheek. I was scared you'd go with her. I was scared of that too, I admitted. But when she asked me to choose, the answer was already in me. She covered her face. I didn't want to be the reason your life fell apart. I gently lowered her hands. You're not the reason anything fell apart. You're the reason I realized I deserved more. She stared at me, breath trembling. Adam, I don't want to be another wound. You're not, I said. You're the calm after the storm. Her lips parted, but no words came. Instead, she leaned her head on my shoulder. The moment was quiet, simple, soft. No chaos, no demands, no ultimatums. Just peace. Elena, I whispered, thank you for being there. Even when I didn't know I needed someone. She closed her eyes. I'm glad you didn't choose her. I chose me, I corrected. But choosing peace led me to you. The waves rolled over our feet, cool and steady, as if washing away the last pieces of who I used to be. That night, sitting beside Elena, I knew. My life had just taken its first step toward something new. Are you sure? I asked, standing with Elena outside the small registrar's office. The sky was bright, the air warm, but my heart felt strangely calm. She looked at me without hesitation. I'm sure if you are. I am, I said, but it scares me how easy it feels. Maybe it's not supposed to be hard, she replied. Maybe this is what choosing the right person feels like. I laughed softly. Two broken people deciding to build something new. We're not broken, she said. Just bruised. I took her hand. Then let's heal together. Inside, the ceremony was simple. A few words. A few signatures. No fancy clothes. No guests. No drama. Just us. When the official said, "You may exchange your vows," Elena squeezed my fingers. "I don't have anything poetic," she whispered. "Say anything," I said. She breathed out. "Okay, Adam, you made me believe that pain isn't permanent. You make me feel safe, and I want to choose you every day." My chest tightened. "Elena, the moment I met you, I felt my life shift. You didn't fix me. You reminded me I could fix myself. And I want to walk forward with you, not back to who I used to be." Her eyes glistened. Then yes, 1,000 times yes. When it ended, we stepped outside as husband and wife, and she let out a nervous laugh. "That's it? We're married." "Yeah," I said, smiling. "That's it. No fireworks?" she teased. "There were fireworks," I said, touching her cheek. "Just the quiet kind." Hours later, as we boarded the plane home, she asked, "Are you ready to face everything again?" "I'm not scared anymore," I said. "You're with me." Halfway through the flight, she leaned her head on my shoulder. "Do you think Mira will try something?" "I don't know," I said honestly. "But whatever she does, it won't affect me anymore." "You sound different," Elena whispered. "I feel different," I replied. When we landed and walked toward baggage claim, I spotted a familiar figure standing alone. Mira. My heartbeat didn't spike. My stomach didn't twist. I just felt nothing. She noticed us, noticed our joined hands, and her expression shattered. She walked toward me quickly. "Adam, what is this?" I kept my voice steady. "This is my wife." She flinched. "You're what?" Elena squeezed my hand gently, not stepping forward, not stepping back, just beside me. Mira stared at my ring, then at her own empty hand. "You can't be serious. You can't marry someone you barely know." "You left me," I said calmly. "You made your choice." She shook her head. "This is punishment. You're trying to hurt me." "I'm not trying to do anything," I said. "I just moved on." "Moved on?" she whispered, voice trembling. "I thought you loved me." "I did," I said. "But loving you only hurt me." "And she replaced me?" Mira pointed at Elena, furious and heartbroken. "No," I said. "You created the space she stepped into." Myra's voice cracked. "Adam, please don't do this. I can change. I can be better. Just give me one more chance." She used the same tone she once used to break me, but now it didn't reach me at all. "I'm choosing peace," I said quietly. "And you're not part of that anymore." Her tears fell freely. "So she wins." "There's no winning," I said. "There's only letting go." Elena squeezed my hand again. I felt grounded, steady, whole. Mira let out a trembling breath. "I didn't think you'd ever stop loving me." "I didn't think I'd ever stop hurting," I replied. "But here I am." She backed away slowly. "Goodbye, Adam." "Goodbye," I said. As she disappeared into the crowd, Elena whispered, "Are you okay?" I nodded. For the first time in my life, yes. I sat on the balcony of our new apartment, watching the sunset with Elena beside me. The soft orange glow wrapped around us like a quiet promise. She nudged me gently. "You're thinking too hard," she said. "I'm reflecting," I replied. "Same thing," she teased. I chuckled softly. A lot has happened. She leaned closer. Tell me. I sighed, letting the breeze carry some of the weight away. I keep replaying everything. Mira leaving me at the airport. That flight alone. Meeting you on the beach. Choosing myself. Marrying you. It all feels unreal. Unreal in a bad way, she asked. No, I said. Unreal like a story I never expected to live. She smiled. Life writes interesting chapters. It does, I agreed. And sometimes it tears pages out when you're not ready. She touched my hand. But you made it through. I didn't think I would, I admitted. There were days I felt completely empty. I know, she said. But emptiness is just the space waiting to be filled again. I laughed lightly. You always say something poetic without trying. I aim for wise, but poetic is fine, she replied. My phone buzzed on the table. I didn't even have to look to know who it was. Elena noticed. Is it her again? Yeah, I said. Mira. She tilted her head. Want to read it? No. I said immediately. I don't need to. What does she want now? Elena asked. Closure she never gave me, I said. But I don't need anything from her. Elena studied my face. Are you sure you're not avoiding it out of fear? I'm not afraid, I said. I'm done. Truly done. She smiled proudly. Good. My phone buzzed again, but I ignored it. Elena laughed. She doesn't give up easily. She used to have power over me, I said. Now, she's just a past chapter. And I'm the new one, she teased. You're the beginning of a next book, I said softly. Her cheeks warmed. That's unexpectedly sweet. It's true, I said. I used to think losing someone meant losing everything. But losing her gave me back my life. She squeezed my hand. And what kind of life do you want now? I thought for a moment. A peaceful one. With you. With honesty. With growth. Nothing forced. Nothing desperate. No more burning yourself to keep someone else warm, she asked. Never again, I said. I spent too long trying to be enough for someone who didn't know what enough meant. And now, she whispered. Now I'm enough for me, I replied. And the fact that I'm enough for you too, that feels like a blessing, not a burden. She rested her head on my shoulder. You talk like a different man. I am, I said. I became someone I actually like. We watched the last bit of sun dip below the horizon. Elena whispered, Tell me something you've never said out loud. I paused. I'm glad she left me. Elena looked up. Really? Yes, I said. Because if she didn't, I never would have met you. I never would have learned I deserve softness. I never would have learned how to breathe again. She kissed my shoulder gently. I'm glad you're here. With me. Me too, I said. With you, everything feels like a beginning instead of an ending. She laughed quietly. So what's next in our beginning? Anything we want, I replied. The breeze picked up, carrying distant city noise and something hopeful. Elena whispered, Do you think she'll ever leave you alone? She already did, I said, the moment I stopped looking back. We sat there in silence, comfortable, warm, whole. And in that moment, I realized something simple and freeing. Losing Mira wasn't the tragedy I thought it was. It was the doorway to my new life. My new beginning.